रशीद 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 ये 3 इडियट का प्रोड्यूसर है, क्या कर रहा है? शूट कर थ्री इडियट के प्रोड्यूसर है ना? ईरानी ईरानी सब राजकुमार ईरानी
Any mom or anybody's there.
थोड़ा लाइट शेड में आ रहा है ना, इधर ये लाइट उधर लाइट ज़्यादा है।
आ जाएगा सब आ जाएगा, धीरे धीरे वो एडिटिंग हो जाता है।
I also get the photos, okay, then I'm like, oh, I'm not okay.
कर सकता है कि इन फोटोग्राफ्स को उठाने वाला कौन है, मैं बताना चाहिए।
Like photograph is your final essence. That's it.
But how did you choose what you want to find?
Amir center. So top floor. Amir sir यहाँ पे सर इधर Amir sir. हाँ आ गए. पीछे देखना साइड. पीछे देखो. क्या कर रहा है?
Not the earlier one.
So this side also.
Shobha, can we wait a minute? Yeah. Shobha, just wait. Say hi. शोभा ये मैं क्या बात शोभा is an author.
Thank you.
थोड़ा
One minute. Ideally, you should be here and there should be a difference in the back. So you don't have this table.
शोभा मैम the light is there.
लाइट कट है
ठीक है
ठीक है अच्छा ठीक है मैंने समझ
So इकडे हम.
So left to right.
Please, sir, here, please. Amir sir, here, please. Here.
Down sir हमारा down.
तुम्ही पण
So
जा,
left to
तुम्ही
right.
पण.
सब
All the best, guys.
all the best. Someone is going to do
एक मिनिट जरा थांबा remove the plastic because it's reflecting.
कळवी मध्ये नाही ना कळवी सुरममध्ये नाही ना
नाही तुम्हाला वायफाय चालू ठेव.
शाबास.
Come in. No,
So left please here. Here.
Thank you
Thank you
guys.
guys. Thank you so much. We had the function, so now we can take.
Excuse me.
मैम बुक सीधा रखिए ना बुक सीधा रखिए.
Namas. And if you can just sit closer to Nikki and Aina.
Nikki and
Aina and Namas's daughter.
Not much actually. I got a bit delayed in leaving. One of my meetings got changed and I didn't realize the time. So then I had to rush. Yeah.
one of you wonderful guys to take a picture on my phone. Thank you.
Yeah. Somebody do it my phone.
Thanks.
या ला दीजिए सर आज इतने बड़े फोटोग्राफर के लिए हम फोटोग्राफ निकाल रहे हैं.
Please, huh?
या श्योर.
Where's Namas? They're getting mics. Aina and Nikki.
डन.
Vertical one gap. Thank you.
Thank you.
Shall we start? Nikki, I'll tell you what.
One of you wonderful guys to take a picture on my phone. Thank you.
Yeah. Somebody do it my phone.
Thanks.
या ला दीजिए सर आज इतने बड़े फोटोग्राफर के लिए हम फोटोग्राफ निकाल रहे हैं.
Please, huh?
या श्योर.
Where's Namas? They're getting mics. Aina and Nikki.
डन.
Vertical one gap. Thank you.
Thank you.
Shall we start? Nikki, I'll tell you what.
5 days, and I'm looking forward to for you all to get to know the process a little bit more. I'm going to hand over to Aya.
Thank you, Nikki. I'd like to add my warm welcome to all of you. To Nikki's, we're so grateful you could be here with us today. It's a really special day both for my dad and Rajesh uncle. And we've really seen this book grow over the last year. We've seen it grow through a torn ligament, we've seen it grow through a hurt leg, we've even seen it grow through some lost shoes on the way. And so I'm so glad that this exhibition has moved out of our living room and our homes into the walls of the Jehangir Art Gallery here today. So thanks so much for being here, and hope you enjoy the exhibitions, the book, and over to you, Rajesh.
Thank you, Nikki and Diana. Daughters always inspire us all, and I think I speak on behalf of Namus that we are so blessed to have them, and of course our daughter-in-laws in our lives. On behalf of Manas and I'd like to begin by thanking you. I know it is customary to have a vote of thanks at the end of the function and to have the introduction in the beginning. But at this moment, both Namas and I are so overwhelmed with a sense of gratitude for everything that has happened regarding the Kumbh Mela till today, that I hope you pardon us if we begin with the thank you first and end with an introduction. I feel an enormous sense of gratitude to have been born in this country, to have grown up in this country, and to have had an opportunity to experience our extraordinary cultural tradition, which has been inclusive of 4,000 years. At the Kumbh Mela, we saw people of all religions from all over the world. So we feel a deep sense of gratitude to have been born in this rich, diverse, and tolerant culture, to have been a part of it, and to have experienced the Kumbh Mela as, coming to my house, there were 650 million people there, but compared to the world and the country, it's still a microcosm of humanity. I'm waiting 40 years for the photographs to come to me from us. But he was much faster on the Kumbh Mela than he was on the wedding. And finally, of course, we have to thank our families, our wonderful spouses, Sari is my daughter, as always.
Rajesh for this wonderful book and the exhibition. It was some months back when Rajesh shared his work with me, and it's really stunning, to see such brilliance, on celluloid, on the page. Such amazing moments that are captured from this very historic event that we have in India. So I think it's really stunning work, showcasing the different emotions actually of India in many ways, and the power of faith, passion. So it's a really amazing piece of work, and I really congratulate both of you and thank you all for this work that you have done. For example, I couldn't visit the home. So for someone like me who's been unable to visit, it's taking me there. The photographs really take me into that. So I'd really like to thank you, and amazing work, really. And as Rajesh was saying, there are two reasons why when I'm hanging out about Shobha. One of them is Firoza and another is Rajesh. So I'm really happy to be here this evening and to join with the joy of this evening. Thank you so much.
Mask with you because of the dust. And in 2 hours, that mask was brown with mud. You couldn't see any white in it. And I knew after that I was inhaling mud, or at least getting into this, and I started coughing. But even if I wanted to go anywhere, there was no way to get out, because we had got such a nice location that we were in the center of everything without being able to move. So we stayed up all night, and Namas and I actually rarely went to the same site for our photography. He went in one zone, I went in another, so Namas was somewhere else. And I was in the center of this. And I came back and was ill for 4 or 5 days. And I went and got a test done in the hospital. And I was harboring in myself bacteria known as Klebsiella pneumonia, which is very, very nasty and resistant to a lot of antibiotics. I'm sorry for getting into the medical stuff. To ask me if I was changed. So I can tell you that. So the only antibiotics that would work were IV drugs. And I don't like taking injections, and I don't want to take IV drips, and I don't like taking antibiotics. I've taken antibiotics 4 times in my life. So I decided to weather it. To cut a long story short, it took 6 months. 6 months for that infection to disappear. And every 2 weeks I was getting a sputum test done, and it was positive. So it transformed me to the extent that I realized that when we do all this, there are occupational hazards associated with it. And there is a side of spirituality, but I know it doesn't make great sound bites. I didn't come back with a halo, but I did come back with Klebsiella pneumonia.
And I'm just glad to be here to listen to this interesting conversation. Yeah. I don't know if people in the audience want to ask a couple of questions.
Just a quick question. Such very man-made events, do you feel India more united post? Do you feel India more united after this?
I'm not sure in what way you mean united. If you mean politically, we've always been united. All countries. In all countries where there's politics, there's going to be divisibility. It's in the nature of politics. But if you mean in a spiritual sense, you mean spiritually. I didn't think about it, but I would like to believe yes. I would like to believe yes because of the huge media exposure. Although this is the largest Kumbh in the history of the planet, it's also the first Kumbh which has had Maha Kumbh at least, which has had such a strong social media presence across the world. So I think many Indians who 12 years ago may not have been familiar with the Maha Kumbh Mela and its ability to bring people from all walks of life together. And you know, when you take a dubki, it doesn't matter how famous you are, how rich you are. You know, someone like Shobha, who is larger than life as a celebrity, when she goes there, she can say, yeah, I feel humble and I feel down. You know, the rest of us are at that level anyway. So we don't feel that change. Okay? But Shobha needs to be able to realize that yes, you know, I'm not there. You know, I am also like Namas and Rajesh, you know, a regular person.
सर यहाँ पे नहीं यहाँ डॉक्टर साहब ये वाले आप ये वाले आप भाई इतना भी अंदर बचा इतना भी अंदर बचा ये नहीं बॉक्स ऑफिस चालू कर देंगे ढंग आप लोग फोटो एक्सपेरिमेंट करो ना.
Spirituality transcends religion. Religion is organized by groups of people who have their own agendas and they could be varied, not condemning religion, but I think spirituality goes way above that. And I think on many occasions we experienced spirituality rather than religion. And I would say that of most of the people who we've photographed, we've documented at the Kumbh Mela, you'll see men there and women. You only have to look at their eyes. You could neglect everything else and you'll see spirituality there. Even the picture that we've chosen as our theme picture, when you walk around, if you look closely into the eyes of that person, you'll see a reflection of the other people on the other side. And so I think that's my 2 bits on spirituality and religion.
And I want to ask then, in that case, ask Namas, as a photojournalist, and seeing that 650 million people assembled this time, it was the largest assembly of human beings in the history of the world. So what is it that brings them there? Is it moksha? Is it something beyond that? Are they looking for themselves in a way that is very pure, that is not colored by anything other than a very personal search when they do the 3 snans? What was your observation, since you're a good observer of people? What did you feel? What was that energy when you saw these hundreds and thousands of people who come from miles and thousands across for that one moment, which is not going to be back for 144 years? What was that moment for you? What did you observe?
You saw people from all over the country, many walking for miles and miles and miles with, unfortunately we don't have every image and we cannot document every image, but people were carrying their own luggage and walking for miles before they got there. It was only their belief and faith that made them come there. Because why would you do that? Otherwise, unless you have something which is much beyond, your daily thing. If you walk from here to, I don't know, Kurla or Daisar or wherever, or with luggage on your head, or probably even to Pune, there are people who walk hundreds of miles. So there is something, and they wanted to be there on those special days. They believe and they faith in changing their now and the future and maybe the next life. It's a very hard question to, is it now immediate or is it future? All of us want to live for a better future and a better present.
Okay, let's start with the introduction.
I'm Namas Bhojani. I'm a photographer. I've always been a photographer for a long time now.
Alright, so what first drew you to the Kumbh Mela as a subject for your photographs?
Well, it was just, I saw that news that the Maha Kumbh is happening, and, I messaged Rajesh that night because we've always been talking about, doing a project together. And somehow, immediately he responded, yes, let's go. And I just thought that we'll just go and spend a few days together because we've been talking about it. But then it became, once we went there, it became a bigger thing and a bigger thing, and finally it became a book, and now this exhibition. So we had not planned it, but the experience was so overwhelming,
right,
that it just kept growing on us. And
that's right. So if through these images, what aspect of Kumbh Mela experience did you most want viewers to feel or reflect on?
No, we would like the readers to make their own thing. We just want to give a glimpse of it. The Kumbh is a gigantic
thing, right?
It's a gigantic thing. This is a glimpse of it,
right?
And we are happy to bring this to in a way, because you go there, it is so massive that it's chaotic. So you do need somebody to capture a few moments of that and show it at a later date, because when you go there, you're so overwhelmed with things that you do need to make some small little snippets of
Absolutely.
it and then capture it, and then people reflect on it.
That's right. So most people see Kumbh Mela as both spiritual and overwhelming. How did you navigate and capture that balance visually?
Well, we just decided to go with the flow, and whatever came, it is a religious festival, but it's also an economic festival. It is also a mela. It, people have to have fun.
Right,
At the end
right.
of the day,
That's very true, actually.
it is a mela. It has to make economic sense. With 650 million people, you can't live on fresh air.
Okay. So, seeing so many pictures. So, is there any one photograph in this exhibition that holds a particular powerful story for you?
No, there are quite a few pictures. I will not
Disclose that, right? Okay, now coming to the last question. After documenting such a massive gathering of faith and humanity, how has the journey influenced you as an artist?
So every artist keeps imbibing from every experience,
Right.
and this is we imbibe more and more. It's art keeps growing
Absolutely.
when you experience different experiences come into you.
Right.
So we hope that it has enriched us, and I think it has enriched us.
Let's start with the introduction.
Okay, so my name is Rajesh Parikh. I'm a neuropsychiatrist by profession, but I have other interests, and one of them is photography.
All right. Yeah. So, when you were at the Kumbh Mela, what moments instinctively made you raise your camera?
All kinds of movements. Most important is the devotion. Look at the devotion in the eyes of this woman.
Absolutely.
The devotion with which people are there. Look at the devotion in the eyes of these pilgrims.
Right.
So the devotion, the faith with which people come, the sadhus, the Naga sadhus have sacrificed their whole life.
Right.
So I was very touched by all these things.
Okay. So, how did working in such an intense and crowded environment shape your photographic approach?
It was a challenge. It was a challenge. Now when I look back, I find it difficult to even believe we did it. This will give you an idea of the crowd.
That's right. It's actually huge.
So this is somewhere where we would be taking photographs.
Oh,
So,
it is a challenge actually.
But yeah, it's a challenge.
Yeah.
But it also reminds you of no matter how big we believe we are, our patients make us feel important.
Right.
But when you go in a crowd like this, you're another human being, and it teaches you to be humble and to have faith in God.
That's right. So, do you see your images more as documentation or a personal interpretation of Kumbh Mela?
Both. I definitely see it as documentation, but inevitably, any documentation is also an interpretation.
That's right. Okay. Was there a moment during the shoot that changed the way you understood the festival itself?
This one. Look at the devotion in this man's eyes. Look at the faith and the devotion.
Right.
Moments like this one,
Yeah.
made me realize how powerful faith is.
That's very true actually. That's very true. So, coming to the last question, how do you hope a viewer unfamiliar with the Kumbh Mela understands after seeing your work here?
I think people should understand that the Kumbh Mela is a spiritual festival for all religions.
Right.
It's not a Hindu festival. We like to think of it as a Hindu festival, but there were people here from all over the world, all religions, everybody, to experience divinity and spirituality. So I hope that is what our photographs convey.